Great afternoon for top class cricket, and we've got day 2, game 2, the Afghan Leopards versus the Pakistani Sultans. It's 2020 cricket at its best, and we have our two captains, Atal from the Afghan Leopards and Rafi from the Pakistani Sultans, and our two umpires for the all-important toss. A call of the head, and what are we going to do? Atal, you're going to have a bat first. Now, you're breaking the mould here. Yeah. What's your thinking on that?
I'll probably go different. We've seen most of the teams who's chased have won, but probably hoping to put a big total up and defend it.
Good on you, mate. I really like that thinking. It's fairly bullish thinking. Now, you're coming off a loss. Yeah. What did your team pick up from that loss yesterday?
Just bat at the overs and infield at the top. Don't take the half chances and just bowl our areas.
Yeah, good idea, right, mate? That sounds like a really great plan. Batting out your overs is going to be pretty vital. Yeah. What's the secret to that?
Probably just stay in, get our runs, probably go up to somewhere around 140, and then have that defended.
Good, mate. I'm really glad you're bucking the trend. Let's hope it works out well for you. Go well, mate.
Thanks, mate.
And Rafi, what do you think? Has that come as a bit of a surprise to you?
Yeah, obviously a bit of a surprise. So far, every team that's batted second has won. So I think we were going to bowl first, so it works out well for us.
And you today, you had your top order really. You look like your team is in a really good place at the moment. How do you assess it?
Yeah, I think it's important not to get overconfident. I guess we just need to keep following our processes and just make sure we nail every single checkpoint we have. And yeah, I guess try and restrict them to, I reckon, maybe under 130. Looks like a nice wicket right now.
It sure does look like a beautiful condition. So all the very best today, mate. Another win will put you in really good shape. Go well.
Yep, thank you so much.
So there we have it. We've got a bit of a surprise from the centre, everybody. We've got a team that has won the toss and have decided to bat in the Afghan Leopards. Seen enough.
Time to go back.
That's a little bit beyond my remit, that pace. I'm going back. The manager?
Ashish, the left armour. Pakistan have had a few of those over the years. And this is in the air. He didn't get much of it, but luckily for him, not getting much of it, saw it bounce safely as two fielders were oncoming from the mid-wicket region.
We call that lucky miss hit, Dan.
Yes.
Could have easily gone to hand that.
Yeah, it was on doing a bit quicker, wasn't it? It was a shortish delivery.
So I reckon we'll see this wicket start to speed up a bit, which means that it will come onto you fairly quickly.
Good bowling. Tucked into the onside. No run. None for 18. Yes, the Afghanistan Eagles, we get our first look at them this afternoon. Dan Lonigan and Grant O'Hara with you on Set Sports. Swing and a miss wide of the off stump. This is the Afghan Leopards playing and Afghanistan Eagles this afternoon. Then everyone would have played at least one game after 2 days. Pakistan hoping to remain undefeated. They've got a very good net run rate after their big win yesterday. Getting an edge, thick edge, down to third man. The fielder was there, but it was travelling, and he parried it away, but he managed to not knock it into the rope, luckily for him, and did pretty well to keep on his feet and just keep moving. Well done. It's a good piece of agile fielding in the deep. And a lot of those shots, the top edges over slips. Not as good as Roy Frederick's, best I've ever seen. Again, playing across the line. A deep backward square. I think he was looking more to go straight, but he flicked it away. After Mishra had a lot of the strike early days. It's now none for 23. In the third, his teammate getting a good look at it at the moment, Grant.
Yeah. Nice steady start by both teams.
Ashan.
It was a boxing bout, Dan. They're just sort of feeling each other out at the moment. No undue risks. Nice line of length with the ball.
Bowled a bit short then and was cut away.
I think the bowlers a lot today, they would probably err short rather than that sort of over-pitch step hit length, because the step hit length is the one that generally goes the journey, and if you've got a little bit of speed about you, the shorter pitch sort of definitely takes that out of play anyway.
Mishra gets a top edge here, skying high, should be caught. No, dropped. Oh, he had it, and he took his eye over thinking he was about to celebrate. He got a top edge, and that could be very costly down at short fine leg, and it looked like it was going to be taken, and then just when he had it, he took his eye off it, and it bobbled out.
Hitting across the line. Cardinal sin early.
And he shattered to, he's got to put it behind him.
It went a long way in the air. It was a difficult catch. They're never easy. Locating the white ball in the blue skies, tough. But one that you'd expect him to take.
As I say, look from here, he thought he had it. Almost like the Herschel gives. This time, he should be caught, and he is. Start of a new over. He again got a top edge, trying to hit it too hard, Mishra. And luckily for Pakistan, and the fielder who dropped the last ball the previous over, he didn't have to worry too much because they've taken the catch at first ball of the next over.
Most of us will tell you one of the worst feelings in cricket is dropping a catch because you feel like you let your team down. This one didn't go anywhere near as high. There was a commitment there to get in and take it. And there's our run scorer from last night, comes in and takes a nice, comfortable catch.
Yes. He batted beautifully, didn't he?
He did.
It was a lovely innings.
He did.
Farouk.
He's been the pick of our batters so far in terms of setting up an innings and moving through his gears and getting the result. New batter to the crease, number 56, Ahmed. He's taking a leg stump guard. One for 25, 3.1.
Pushes into the onside, no run. This is the skipper. Beaten outside the off stump. Sayed Shah Ahmed. Flick away and get a run into the onside. A couple of misfields so far, the Pakistanis. What are they going to need to make, Grant, knowing that Pakistan can bat? We only saw, when I say we saw a wonderful innings from Farouk, but we saw only a small portion of their batting lineup.
I think they were emerging with a, now that the conditions have really improved, with a 130, 140, 145 score. But having said all of that, it doesn't always come down to how well you bowl and how well you field. Like, you can really protect some smaller totals if you take all your catches, if you bowl good lines and lengths, stick to your plan. So I'm expecting a 140 sooner rather than later.
Swings the next one across the line, and it was a Yorker length ball, doesn't score from it. I was just thinking about Mishra's dismissal too. He didn't face for an over or so. Do you think maybe he was just a bit toey?
Yep.
Top edge one, got dropped, caught off the next one.
Yep. The psychology of cricket.
Yeah.
That's why we love it.
That's why we also get annoyed with it. It drives us mad as well, doesn't it?
Two words that always, when you get out, if only. If only I hadn't done that. If only I hadn't done this. Then you look back and you go, oh, if only I'd just done that. Trying to limit the number of times you say, if only. Get a good one. You get a good one, don't you? Here we go. Got a new match summary and you beauty. How good did that look? Fantastic.
So Shahan Ahmed is one.
Worked overnight, worked long hours, Sachin, to bring this to you. That super looks fantastic, Sachin. Great work.
I'm surprised you didn't knock on my car and wake me up when I'd been asleep after we finished here yesterday and then went for a run. Driven on the bounce. It's a no ball. There were quite a few of those yesterday, didn't we?
No ball. Free hit.
Ashish.
And also we have the impact player too, Dan, don't we?
We do.
You can bring a bowler in or a batter in and
I do like that, actually.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
It's nice, good playing condition.
Out for 11, Mishra after 58 yesterday. Ashan Shah. Ready again, he'll swing long and high, lofts it. And on the bounce. Mid-wicket is in the road. Thought he got more of it than he did.
Yeah, again, another lucky mishit because that was going straight to the outfielder at deep mid-wicket and decided to... Discretion was the better part of valour rather than diving in for the catch and maybe giving up 4 instead of bouncing.
1 for 29 in the 5th. No slip in place. Third man and squarish gully. And fine leg as well. Inside the circle, the fine leg. It's almost a perfect day.
Just thinking the same thing, Dan.
A shish again. Wide of the off stump. Yeah, that's a wide. The batter could have come across and maybe had a go at that one. But he didn't move his stance. That's fair enough too. Swinging away. That's a good delivery across the right-hander who had a bit of a flick at that. But was beaten all ends up. Saeed Shayan Ahmad, who's 2. And Ashan Shah, who's 10.
It's that uncertain line and length. You have a look, just fan at the ball, and that just can mean danger.
He hits across the line. Again, hitting it hard, but along the ground and straight to mid-wicket. Got them pinned down a little bit at the moment, the Pakistanis. After first couple of overs were a little bit wayward, and the Sultans are right back in this. Shish. Nice action.
Oh, leggy.
Yeah, it was, and this is just kept down in front of the fielder at forward square leg. It was in the air for a while. He absolutely had no idea about that one.
Slow ball variations.
Yeah.
Anyone at home who thinks that they know how to bowl, you try and bowl a medium pace leggy and just see how difficult it is to land that.
Needs to be remembered too, Grant, that these young men, they would have played a lot of cricket. They're still at the start of their cricket journey, all teenagers. Wide of the off stump, that's well bowled. That was a quicker delivery. Again, great variation. He went from the slow one, almost out of the back of the hand, to just full pelt. And beating the outside edge of Ashan Shah, who's trying to go down on one knee, a la the great Kumar Sangakkara. Saw him.
Look at that, Dan.
Yeah, beautiful. The plane above.
Single engine up in the blue sky.
You've been in one of those before?
I have.
Yes, I went in 1-2. There were 9 of us in it. We went to Sydney to watch the Bulldogs and GWS in a preliminary final. One of the great days of my life, Grant.
Fantastic.
In the AFL, for those that don't know what I'm talking about, which is most of the time. 1 for 31 after 5. I'm told I often talk unadulterated rubbish. So, bowling change. Oh, gee, that was a good one. That came back in. He got on the back foot then to try and see if he could score then. So he'd either cut it over point or get a thick edge down to fine third man. Khalif, I thought he bowled pretty well yesterday. He's into the attack now. Tallish man, operating from the northern end. Dropped to point. Good running. They've got to do a bit more of that.
Yeah, I agree. Caliph, I thought he did well too. It's important of these young players back up and continue to concentrate and so that they can play a couple of days in a row. And
oh, that's a ripper. It's as good as we've seen all day. And it almost took the off stump as well. He played down the line and got beaten all ends up.
So that's a seam back to the left-hander, which was a really good ball, good bowling.
He's been on 10 for a little while, going at just over 50%, and he just gets a little bit of a bat on that, got all tangled up from one that was angled on the leg stump. He sort of went on the leg side, and it just dropped away for a run, but again, an unconvincing one for Shah.
So this is where momentum's just shifting to the Pakistani Sultans team. And normally this type of shift creates some pressure for the batting team.
Wide.
Well left. Well outside off stump.
Quite a bit of late swing, hasn't he? 1 for 34. The wides keep mounting. We're in the 6th over. With the Afghan Leopards, the first team that have won the toss, deciding to bat in the 5th match of the tournament. And he's in the air this time. He hasn't played very well in this innings, and the two fielders nearly collide. I thought that Midoff had it covered, and I wonder whether mid-on then came late.
And you can drop the word nearly because they did collide.
Yes,
and, that was
and they collided at the end.
That's what created the drop. I think he had this. He
sort
of
had
too.
It. He did. And he just couldn't stop, could he? And he's run into his opponent, to his teammate. And they survived. So a second drop catch.
When you think about that, there was a bloke at mid-off, which is heading in his direction, and the person who's a little bit short at mid-on made good ground, got there, but the collision, the impact was enough to make the ball jolt free, and that could have been a very big wicket for the Pakistani side.
In the end, his momentum carried him into the mid-on fielder, didn't it? But he was a bit too close.
Yep. Yeah. Saad, yep. SAAD will take up the bowling now from the southern end.
Khalif unlucky he didn't get a wicket, so they've had 2 drop catches. Saad bin Tariq.
Gee, look at this great super.
He got the hat-trick yesterday. 3 for 13.
It was a split over hat-trick. He
took
2,
yep.
And then he took his next one. And I think when he realised, wasn't he? Yeah, hang on, that's a hat-trick. So here's our hat-trick man from yesterday, into the attack.
Doing well, they're just going to take their catches. Swinging hard at that.
And
Sayed Shayan Ahmed.
Lovely start.
Yeah.
Right.
Right on line.
On line.
That's a full toss. He comes across, he stumps, and they get a run.
Well run.
Yeah, beautiful run. Glanced it with aggression towards a whitish fine leg position.
So there's now big space on the leg side. Simple nudge and run for at least one and maybe even two. There's no one protecting the leg side on the offside. That's inside the circle.
Trying to lake cut the next one. Played underneath it.
Obviously, keep it outside off stump, but just a little noodle around here to the leg side. There you go, down the ground.
Was that into the ground or?
Yep.
It was, yep. He took the pace of it. He's wringing the fingers because it was hit with plenty of power. From Ashan. Oh, yes, hit with a lot of power. It's just taking the edge of the fingers. I felt that before. One for 37. Again, just right on line. Giving himself room, but Sayed Shayan Ahmad, who's used up a few balls, 13 for his 6. Just not scoring enough at the moment. Tariq bowls again. He swings and it takes the back of the bat. I think looking to play it maybe fine down, fine leg, because finally it's inside the circle, square and short, and it's just sort of rolled away to third man. It was a meal of a shot, to be honest.
Yeah, there was nothing in there. The umpire called it a bye, so no bat involved. We're back to the men in paces again.
Seem to be panicking a little bit at the moment, trying to hit it too hard.
Yep, Saad bin Tariq.
Good opening over. This is Khalif again. It's unlucky he didn't get a wicket in the last over. The two fielders colliding. Short. Cut away. Good attempt to try and cut that, to stop that, I should say. It was a great cut. Diving at backward point. That was hit with power and timing.
Let's take a look at the replay. Outside off stump. Bit of width. Well outside off stump. Square cuts off the front foot. Plenty of it. Down for 4.
Beautiful shot. From Cheyenne. And he manages to get another boundary. As they probably need to make fine leg a bit finer. And he got that very fine indeed.
Let's have a look here. It's almost like the draw, the old-fashioned draw shot. Oh, big. Not between the legs,
yes,
like the draw shot, but it was a French cut. We used to call those in our day.
We did. Played it all the time, Grant. Leg glance was my only shot I could play, but I couldn't play that very well. So he's got 14. Hassan Shah 12 consecutive boundaries. Takes the score to 1 for 46 for the Sultans. Wide of the off stump.
Sparrows will call that wide, and he does. I feel like the wicket's starting to stay a little lower now. It might be a combination of a bowler that's not really an into the wicket bowler, lacking a bit of pace too potentially, and maybe just naturally more skiddy, but it seems to be staying a little bit lower.
Cut away again. And that'll go to the boundary. There was protection at deep cover, but it just had so much pace on it. He had to make his way around point, and he wasn't far away, but it raced into the rope. And I'm a bit short outside the off stump, Grant.
And if I'm up the captain, I'm just going up to him now and saying, look, you're just letting it go, mate. That's what it looks like to me. That was well outside off stump without a plan, and then thinking that's too much width. You get back in tight, get back into that sort of fourth stump line. Let's see if he gets back there.
Going better than run a ball now.
There it is. That's the line. That's the line. Consistency is really important when you're bowling at this speed.
He half probed. Sorry, Grant. He half probed at that, didn't he?
Yep. because he was in doubt there, and that's why he did that. There was no doubt the ball before. He knew he could free his arms and swing. But this time, yeah, back there again. Come on, another ball right there.
Three boundaries off Khalif's over, and he just works it down to third man.
There's few things better for batting in short, particularly in short form, but sort of if you're given some width to swing, because your body needs to be able to swing, and the natural swinging arcs go over, that mid-wicket region, or cow corner sometimes they call it, or well outside off stump. So as a bowling unit, you're really wanting to limit those opportunities for the batter.
Yes, it's a wide. I thought maybe it might have just touched his thigh pad on the way through, but no. Just lacking a bit of confidence when you've had three boundaries taken off and over.
So if they stay at this same run rate of 6.77, that's 135.
Yeah, it's a good score.
Which will be our highest score so far.
There's not much of the strike. Afghan Shah gets it now, and he pulls it away through the onside. I think he might have been looking to get it straighter than he did. He dragged it behind square for a run. Hasn't scored one for a little while. 13 off 23 is his lot. 19 off 19. And the match summary, Mishra made 11 off 7 after getting 58 yesterday.
And 1 for 54 off 8.
Yep.
So they've now been dragged back to that around that 7 runs and over mark. It's not bad. It gives you that 135, 140 range.
Here's our man Tariq. After a great day yesterday, taking 3 wickets, but didn't get man of the match because Farouk made 74. This is driven. Pace taken off. Well bowled.
And with no protection inside the circle on only one in front of square. On the onside, it's a real outside off stump line here.
And he misses. He was sort of on the walk a bit, but he was able to get back. Not quite taken cleanly by the wicket keeper. Toss that one up nicely. And that's darted away, and he made a meal of that. Just not getting a lot of the strike at the moment. When he does, he's been pinned down. Afghan Shah, 13 off 26. No runs this over yet. Until now. Pulled through the onside for a couple. Or one in the end. I thought they were going to go for 2, but they changed their mind.
And some nice control bowling.
Yes, beautiful.
Nice line. They'll bring the fielders in now to protect offside for the right-hander. And everyone out on the boundary, bar 1 on the onside.
To it. Deep backward and mid-wicket. Cut away out to deep cover. Nice innings. Exactly 100% strike rate for Shayan Ahmed. It's just starting to build. 20 off 20. 1 for 56 in the ninth. Tempted sweep. Not sure how much bat he got on that.
Yep.
None.
Big boys.
So 9 gone, Grant. Mishra out for 11. He was caught by Farouk off Sadiq after being dropped off the previous ball from the previous over. Didn't really get going today.
And the good news for the Afghan Leopards side is they've only lost one wicket, which means that they are just building a foundation right now. Projected score down to 127 if they stay at this run rate. But as we know, wickets in hand, that gives you some opportunity, and the opportunity is to accelerate with the safety that you've got a few wickets in the shed.
Rayan Frayuk moving his fielders around. Wants long on a little bit wider, not so straight. And the left-hander, Ashan Shah on strike. Just can't get the timing right, can he? Getting pinned at the crease once more.
Yeah, I think he got caught in two minds, and I wasn't sure what he was actually trying to do. Tuck it just here for the single on the onside, or
on the back foot, and he punches it down the ground. So you'd go when? If there's still one down, 13th, 14th over, you could start?
Yeah, definitely. Keep punching this around, pick up the boundary off the bad ball. And then with 7 to go, license to thrill, Dan. The captain did say his reason for winning the toss and batting was to bat a solid 20 overs out. And at the moment, they are sticking to the captain's plan.
Cut away, but there is protection at backward point. It was hit well. Bowling to be field Farouk, as most of the Pakistanis have. Very disciplined bowling. Hence why they've got almost like a ring field in place. The halfway mark of the innings. This is pulled away. Chase on for deep mid wicket. He comes around and covers it. They come back for 2. Swung away nicely. Just a ball that was there to be hit. Still just on 6 and over at 1 for 60. It's a neat start, this, by the Leopards. Remembering, though, they had a bad collapse late in their innings yesterday when they were in a good position. Good use of the feet. Down to long off. So 10 gone. And the Leopards making a good start after winning the toss, electing to bat. Taking their score after Mishra was out for 11. Shah is 15 off 30. He's been pretty slow. Syed Shayan Ahmed, 23 off 24. 10 overs gone, 1 for 61. Day 2 of the ACL Under-19 tournament.
Just
Afghanistan Eagles in action later on this afternoon.
Pakistani Sultans dialing up the pressure gauge here. Not losing any wickets are the Leopards, but just feel the pressure starting to mount. 9 wickets still in hand. Positive for the Afghanistan side. One thing I'm noticing here is that both of these players are very similar in style, although one's a left and one's a right. They're both very similar. So, as you say, let's get to 12 or 13 overs and then maybe decide one of us go, one of us stay, like that.
Oh,
well, unlucky
bowled
for the bowler.
He's a beauty, isn't he?
Good piece of team fielding down there. Well played.
Yes, they scurried hard. The third man fine leg and just cut it off. Northern end of the ground, and his change in flight completely bamboozled him. Tariq to Hashan. That's
Lovely
a better
control
shot.
by our man who took the hat-trick yesterday.
Yes, bowled well again. Yeah, you're right, Grant. They're workers, aren't they? Accumulators. They're not
Yeah.
big hitters, it seems. One might have to be.
I'd say the lefty fancies himself being able to press the button.
Well, Saeed did hit 3 boundaries in 1 over from Khalif. Mind you, they were good cricket shots, weren't they? They weren't agricultural swipes or belts down the ground or top edges. That's a nice shot. Did you have a fielder inside the circle on the onside? They're all sort of out, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Other man, it's good protection.
1 for 66, last ball, the 11th over.
Good team, this Pakistan side. I like the way they go about their cricket. They really do seem to have some distinct plans and players that are able to execute the plans. And our new bowler now from the northern end, 07. Bowling his second over.
Yeah.
Not his first over, correction. Second over. Batted beautifully last night.
Oh, he did. It's called pacing the innings to perfection. Pulled away. Good return. That's a great return. It's hit the stumps. They're asking, but I've got a feeling that the batter made it home. Hashan pulled that away. Probably hit it a bit too firmly to the fielder around the corner. And Saeed has made his ground. 1 for 68 in the 12th. Dropped away into the onside. Are they being a bit conservative, do you think, Grant? The Pakistanis, the field's very deep, isn't it? Most of them are outside the circle.
I think
And there's lots of gaps, isn't there? Just drop it away.
it looks to
inside or
me
out.
like they're saying, let's not give away boundaries. Let's really shore up that part.
1 for 69. He whacks the next one. Maybe he's going to go now, the left-hander. He's heard Grant O'Hara say to him, well, I think you're the aggressor, Hassan Shah, and he has lofted that with precision through cow corner and underneath the scoreboard for a rare boundary for him and the Afghan Leopards.
And a rare full toss. He was able to get to the full pitch of that. Gives you a lot of options where to hit it. And just a boundary like that can really start the momentum shift. He'll certainly be looking to land these next few.
Pill for a
Piece of
catch.
Well done by the manager keeper.
He thought he had the wicket, didn't he? Missed the outside edge, and then he went for the double
Typical keeper.
double dismissal. Darren Berry was an expert at that.
Yeah.
Born in the wrong year, an excellent keeper. Along with my man Peter Anderson, who I think coached Afghanistan for a while, did he not?
Yeah, he did too.
Yeah. This is in the air, but again he might have hit it to perfection, bouncing in front of Whitish long on, clubbing it off the back foot. Getting into his work now, Hassan Shah.
Okay,
a
so how
50
many
run
wickets down
partnership
now? How many overs gone? We're
12.
12 down, right, 8. So, to answer your question, I think it's about now or 13 where you're starting to really put down or push down the accelerator with wickets in hand, some big hitters to come. It's time. It's time to set yourself a target. And at the moment the score's only 125. So I don't think that's enough. I think the conditions are much better than what they were last night when the Pakistani side would have chased down, well, probably 150 more.
Oh, hit on
close.
the pad.
It's out.
The umpire's done the Rudy Curtin. He takes a long time to put the finger up, but it's there. That was pretty plump.
It's that plumb that I think he nearly walked. He walked as soon as he saw the movement. Let's just check this. Yeah, that'll do me. That'll do me. That's out. Another good decision by the umpire.
So Saeed dismissed. And that might change the momentum a little bit with a new batter in. 3 for 75.
Wow.
Jaika Singh comes to the crease. Sorry, 2 for 75 in the 13th over. Well bowled Farouk. I was just wondering if he's got the wicket now, whether they might have just seen him off and then have a go, but they might have to renegotiate those thoughts with the wicket falling. Grant just went to get his coat. I couldn't believe he was about to put it on. He's not. He just put it on the back of his chair. It's pretty warm. Certainly warm here in the commentary box.
Yeah, it's getting warm, all right. Even
this is on the leg stump.
Apparently.
And Jaika is off the mark straight away.
He looks like he could give it a bit of a tonk. Dan, number 29.
He's a big man, isn't he? So, Ashan Shah is set. 26 off 38. It's been an okay innings. He's been there since the start. Saeed out. LBW in this over. Tariq getting his 4th wicket of the tournament after a hat-trick yesterday in different overs. Nephew's got one in different innings, consecutive balls. Gordon Greenwich furious about that. Hits across the line. Down to long on. I think Grant, if my memory serves me right, back in 88, 89. Took 13 wickets in that match, Murphy. I think he was more furious with Merv's send-off than he was actually with being given out. I think he was plumb.
Exactly.
Tariq. And this is swept away. He's got it pretty fine. There was a fielder there at third man, or fine leg I should say, was square. And he chased hard and saved 2 runs.
Yeah, veering down leg.
Yeah, a
real
rare poor ball.
Quality bowling
79.
Has been very consistent. Not many veering down leg like that. Control has been spot on.
Driven away. And a misfield at point, but cover there to back up.
Good field placements by Razak, the captain.
Yeah, Jaika looks like he wants to get on with it. So you're right, Grant. He might be one that could pummel some. As
been in for a while, you can't keep hitting it to the fieldsman. Now you got to hit the gaps.
Yeah.
Must hit the gaps. Turn the 1s into 2s. I've got a theory that the team that scores the most 3s in an innings will get the most runs. See a lot of threes these days.
With Dan Lonigan and Grant O'Hara. And Grant to be your lead commentator now for the next few overs in this set-up innings, I suppose, for want of a better expression, for the Afghan Leopards, who have done okay so far.
Push for one, and we'll get it. Rotating the strike, left hand, right hand. Farouk, the bowl, northern end. Driving down for one, rotates the strike.
Going with the Don Bradman method, hit it along the ground, as there's lots of players out in the deep that might pose a danger, especially on the onside for the left-hander. It was around about this stage yesterday where they just started to get themselves into a little bit of a knot. And lost a lot of wickets quickly.
Outside off and called a wide, but of course you can still be stumped on a wide. And that was very close to exactly that, Dan.
Get the impression this wicketkeeper's done a lot of this. He's very good, isn't he? He was very smart then. It was the wrong option by JK. You're getting the extra run, you're getting the extra ball. Why put yourself in jeopardy in regard to leaving your crease when you've got a good keeper there? Oh.
Down the ground, down straight. It's gone long, it's gone for six. Just what the doctor ordered for the Afghanistan Leopards. Straight down the ground. We said he looked like he could give it a good hit, and he certainly did there.
Picked the bones out of that. Beautiful shot, right out of the middle. And just pierced long off and long on, and was always headed into the trees. And went far, far, far away. Could have nearly gone into the mashed potatoes in the kitchen of one of the houses at the back there. Did you ever do that when you were a kid? We did it. We had one of three boys, and one day it was hot. Mum left the window open, and one of my brothers played the hook shot, and she had the potatoes there cooling, getting ready to mash them. Didn't go down too well.
No. It's been unlucky. It mashed up the cricket ball.
Well, that's what we said. What's happened to our tennis ball? She confiscated it. You needed to know my mother, Grant. Tough as nails.
1 for 7. Sadiq Tariq, 1 for 15. Lovely new supers we've got here. Projected score from that 6 goes to 129.
They want a few more than that, I think. They've only lost the 2 wickets.
Singh on strike. Arachi.
Now, this is a massive call, and I'm prone to massive calls and getting it wrong and putting my big mouth where I shouldn't put it. But I reckon they get 150 if they keep going. A lot of ifs there.
That's out. That's a direct hit, and Ash Burrows has given it out. He's disappointed, but you never know if you've got a big hitter. Could even be to advantage. Picks up, right hand, throws on the run. Lovely throw. Out hits middle, I reckon. Keeper not required.
Very good.
Nice run out.
Well, as I said, I'm prone to the big statement, and then it absolutely letting me down. Now, I'm not saying that because the set batter, Shah has gone 28 off 41. As you say, he wasn't all that aggressive, but he was still noodling it around nicely. That doesn't mean that they won't get to 150, but losing a wicket means you probably need to get your eye in.
The new batter for the Afghanistan Leopards, Rahman.
He looks like a big man too.
He does look like a big man. Does that mean he's a big hitter? Probably. Usually goes together, doesn't it? 27, Rahman in the Afghanistan Leopards, and he's a left-hander.
Very still day today, so the wind's not up. So you're not hitting into it or with it. I think
in the end there was a run at it.
A bit more urgent.
But a nice piece of fielding earlier. That's a direct hit run out, so always good to see. Very tentative to start off with, just getting his eye in, getting a feel for the ball on the bat. None for 11 into his second over. Opened the bowling earlier on. Full toss.
Suj Khan is the new batter.
Thank you. Right, Suj Khan.
They've built the innings solidly, but to me they've been a bit careful.
There's a big hit. Down on one knee. Got every piece of that. It's gone for 6. Deep mid-wicket. Very nice strike. Gave it a bit of air, the bowler. But it was in that step hit arc. Great attempt there. Didn't give up on the ball going over the boundary. 6 runs. Over the top. 1 bounce, 2 bounces. Pick up, pressure, throws. Made it easy.
Hesitation, which nearly didn't help the Leopards, but they managed to scamper through. Good gear shown there by Big Jaika Singh, who's now got the 20. He went the absolute whole hog over cow corner, and then he sort of just took the pace off the next one, knowing there was protection out in the deep. Near long off, and it bounced in front.
Now the projected score's starting to grow. 132, 135. 6.6 runs.
That'll be a very competitive score, Grant.
Strike rate. It'll be, that'll be a good total to chase, because they, as I said, they chased a 120 odd, 128 last night. Did it so easily. I wanted to say, what is our capacity? What is our potential down the ground? Full toss. Get covered easily down there by deep mid off. Just the 1 run.
Ahmed would want to put the full toss away for Big Jaika, because if he gets it, it'll sail over long off and long on's heads.
Bowling. Dot ball at this stage. Well played. Another dot ball. Pressure builds. Later stages of the innings. Rahman. And that was a catch.
Travelling
Took it on the full, wringing his hands, straight back to the bowler.
Should have taken it, I think, Grant.
Especially if you own bowling. Where's that gone? Great shot. In between the short cover and the deep long off. Charges to the boundary for 4.
Inside out cover drive. One of the best shots in cricket.
Had to pick that up from under the roller. Look at this. Got onto the full pitch of the ball and drove beautifully.
Happens every time you drop a catch, next time you go for 4.
Good comeback from the bowler. And that's over. Oh, Dan, where's the overs done? How many overs are down now?
5 to go.
5 to go.
Yeah, they still
3
say
for
the
90,
projected score's
99.
132, Grant. Score's over 100, isn't it?
Righto, so minimum 5 6s are 30, so that's your one close enough to 130. 5 7s are 35, 5 8s are 40. So 140, you want at least 8 and over, don't you, at this stage? So the target should be 140, Dan. You said, what did you say? 150?
150.
Righto. Yeah, no, that's good. That's a good call. Wickets in hand, see? They've still got 7 wickets. So they can throw caution to the wind a little bit.
Well, SK, who's a good bowler, can
Here's
also
our
bat a
left-hander
bit.
back into the attack. Beg your pardon, correction. Right-hander, great stop, point. Picks up, throws. What a good piece of fielding, wringing his hand. He has a go, doesn't he? 07. Look at this. Yep, really, that ball was going. Quickly onto it, picked up, threw back.
We'll just confirm the score too, Grant.
Down the ground,
Oh.
That's 6. Big shot over the top of long off. And that's a lovely shot. Wasn't that short, but gave the batter enough width. And he flat bats this. Bang.
That's what you call a club.
He clubbed it. That's
Yeah.
exactly right. Over into the stands. And it's game on now. That's a wide, and that's what happens. You build pressure against the bowler. He's trying to get away from you, so he just pushes it a little too wide. It's going to come back over the wicket now and try and... Oh, this is a little bit dangerous. Because it brings the leg side into play big time here now. I know he's going to try and push it outside off, but... Leg side's in action, and they pushed it too far. And that's what happens there. You don't want to go down leg. You don't want to bowl into his step hit arc on the leg side, but overcorrection, and you end up bowling a wide. Re-bowl. What does the bowler do? Where are his options? Are they full pitch Yorker length? In the air. Fielder getting under it. It's coming in under. It's come too far. It's gone over the top of his head. Must be hard to locate these balls in the air because that's the second time today we've seen a fielder come in from the boundary when it was going straight to him at the boundary. That goes down as a 6. It clears long on, and that's 6. Good shot.
We've just got a bit of an issue with the score. Screen says 3 for 99. I've got it around 3 for 117, but we'll confirm that.
Righto.
Big SK's been helping with a couple of big blows, Grant.
Sure has. Yep, we've got a bit of a freeze on the score, so we'll try and keep you updated to where we think it is. Outside wide, that's going to be a quarter wide again.
A lot of wides, haven't they, which hasn't helped their situation.
We didn't see this yesterday from them, and this is what pressure's now doing to them. And it's turning out to be a nice decision here by the captain to bat first.
Yeah.
He said, come on, batters, it's your turn to step up. Let's bat out the overs, which is exactly what they're attempting to do. And now they're getting some real value. Down for one. It's that little glide outside off stump.
And a nice partnership this. We saw a 50-run partnership for the second wicket. And this has been really productive by SK and JS, J.K. Singh and Suds Khan. Right-hander on strike now. Khalif, who was a bit expensive from the northern end, is now having a go from this southern end.
Chipping onside, just pick up one, rotate the strike. They've had this constant alternate right hand, left hand, haven't they?
Which hasn't helped the cause of the Pakistanis, having to adjust their line, having to adjust their field. I've spoken about gears a bit. These guys have got good gears. We've seen Big SK when he's had to swing and connect lustily. He's done it down the ground, and Jaika can't. It's been a lovely innings from him too.
Now they definitely have the licence to throw the bat.
Just go now and hope the same thing doesn't happen that happened yesterday when they lost 4 for 7, 6 for 107, and you thought, well, 125, 130 was a big chance, and Indian Tigers managed to keep them out for 115, got the run 7 down. So 3 for 121, 17 overs, 3 to go. Projected score, Grant, 142.
Righto.
Jaika Khan 26 off 17 and Big SK 15 off 10.
I reckon I think your total would be what is in their mind. What do we do to get there? Well, for a start, we need at least around that eight and over mark. So it's 2 good hits, isn't it? Per over. There's a hit, big hit. Goes just on the onside.
With SK, with his ability to go down the ground and go across the line, being a left-hander, is the deep cover wasted?
Yeah, it's kind of like you've got a fitting spot for a drag down, and maybe that's the pressure the bowler doesn't need at this stage. In the air, gone high, keeper getting under it, and takes it. He had the gloves, not easy to see through the helmet, looking up in the air, wasn't looking into the sun, I don't think, but it's probably right above him. So yeah, that's a good little catch and a nice wicket at this stage of the game. Gets under it, takes the catch. Thank you very much.
Did his job, Jaika.
Job done. That's a relief.
I reckon the wicket keeper's been terrific.
Yeah.
Very solid.
He's done a good job. I love it. Manager on the shirt. So, how are we up to with the score, Dan?
4 for 123 is my reckoning.
4 for 123.
I think there's a technical issue with the scoreboard. Harry working magnificently. Our fearless leader.
You better.
Yes.
Diminutive. Busy player. Driving. Missing. Number 7.
Used his feet
For
nicely.
2. He's got hit into the gap there. They're going to turn and come back for 2.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, direct hit would have been very close.
Yes, it was closer than I thought then, Grant. I thought they were going to do it comfortably, but got a bit hairier than they would have liked in the Sultans.
Okay, let's see what they're going to do bowling-wise now. The Sultans. Number 27 coming into the attack.
Ahmedzai is the new batter. Ashish, the bowler.
Ashish is the bowler. He's the lefty, is he? Yep. He's our lefty. Good start in the air. One bounce. Just cleared the infield, and that was enough to be a safe hit. Gets back for 2.
Yeah, just to let everyone know too, Grant, on Set Sports, that Akish bowling at the moment with the zinc cream on his nose. He's masquerading as well as Max Heffernan.
Outside edge picked up. That fine, very fine, well, almost like a deeper slip area, fly slip area.
He played the cameo role in that second wicket unbeaten partnership yesterday with Farouk, the left-hander. After Talar gave them a good start as well to help set up a big win. Just need to get an update on the score.
Down the ground. It's gone back of the square actually, and that's 1 run. Didn't quite get
shot,
that.
Wasn't it? They'll count though.
And I think this has been that deliberate ploy to bat left hand, right hand by the Leopards.
It's worked well too.
This one's down the ground, but a wheel drop shot as well. Long off comes around, just a single.
Slow one. Good thing about this batting performance, contributions everywhere. Mishra missed out today, got 58 yesterday, made 11.
Yeah, quite often you'll talk to the skipper of the toss, and they'll say this is what we're going to try and do, and often it ends up nothing like what they think they're going to do, single only. But this has been exactly what he said we want to do. We want to bat out our overs. We want everyone to have time in the middle. We want to build partnerships. We want to set a good target. No, we're going to have to against this Pakistani Sultans team, who batted, as we said, really well yesterday in slightly tougher conditions. So they need every one of these runs and defend them fiercely. Swinging a miss outside off. Good result for the bowling team at this stage. Dot ball, finish the over.
They're bowling. Pakistan, would you be slightly concerned leaking a few runs?
Well,
even though the batting looks pretty good.
What they have been able to do, I think, is restrict multiple boundaries per over. So we haven't really had that 20 to 24, 22 run over yet, which knows that them and the wheels have fallen off for that over anyway. So we've got a bowler coming in now from the northern end. Pick up his number in a moment. Number 9. And this is more
still
spin.
Trying to work out the score. We've had a technical malfunction here, Grant.
Leg spin down the ground. Chipping over the infield, down for a single. Looking for boundaries now. Afghan Leopards.
The little bloke on midside's got some powerful hitting arc potential, isn't he? The way he has those well-built forearms.
Down the ground, that's a big hit. That's the one that they've been looking for. That's nearly into the cherry picker. Terrific shot. There's a 6, Ash Burrows.
Talking of having power, Big SK's got a lot of that and more. That's his 4th 6. All down the ground too, Grant.
6, and that was stand and deliver, wasn't it?
Oh.
Not a bad ball. Not too bad. Bit over pitched outside off. But boy, oh boy, didn't he just get into that.
As they would say, he's got the eye of a dead fish.
Eye of a dead fish, and he's ready to go again, I'd say. And why not? Seeing them like that. See what happens. Swing down the ground. So, didn't allow for the spin out there, and that's gone for 4. 10 off the last 2 balls. And the Leopards are in good shape. The old spinning ball out there that has done many of us over the years. Hits the onside, picks up just backward a square, throws in, out. Had to do it. Never know, there might have been a misfield. There might have been a bad throw.
Sacrificed himself.
But, yep. Playing for the team, picks up, one motion, throws. Oh, well picked up by the keeper. Good job. It's on the bounce. Just kept his eye on the ball. Ball to the stumps, that's out.
4 for 142. 3 balls remaining. And Big SK 30 off 16. That's a good effort.
Yeah, very good. 30 off 16.
Jalil
2 runs a ball.
Ahmedzai 5 off 5.
And the score is?
4 for 142.
4 for 142.
Score 146.
Right. How many overs left?
3 balls.
3 balls left, right. Thank
Still
you.
reckon
Sorry.
150 I'm a chance.
Yeah.
Grant of a chance.
Yeah, let's see how he approaches 3 balls. And we need 8 runs and 3 balls for you, Dan. Down the ground, in the air. Lovely intent. Single. So for you to get yours, we need a boundary, don't we? We need at least a boundary now. Obviously a big one would help. But it's our highest score so far of the tournament. Day 2, game 2. Down the ground, misses. So does the keeper. Can he stop this? Yes, he can. Well done. Back, and that's out. Bat was in the air. Had to come back and attempt that. How do we pick up a single? I think I missed the running.
Yeah, 1.
That's allowed. Now
Yes.
that's not allowed. A big pun. That's the end of the innings. Pick up, throw, and the bat was in the air. Good decision by the umpire.
So 5 for 144, the highest score by 12. Pakistan made 1 for 132 in winning yesterday against their opponents. In the Kangaroos made 128, and they made short work of that. But that's a pretty good score when you make 5 for 144 in 20 overs. So a run rate of 7.2 and contributions everywhere from SK, from Jaika Khan. SK got 31 off 17. So in fact they finished with 6 for 145. So the target's 146 to win in 20 overs. And Jalil Ahmadzai was 6 not out. Umair Farouk finished with 1 for 23 from his 3 overs. So it'll be a fascinating run chase. 7.25. Grant?
It was a nice build, Dan. The first 5 overs, 31 runs. The next 5, 30. The next 5, 38 runs. And then the last 5, 46. So they timed their build really nicely, and they were able to do that as we suggested because they kept wickets in hand and they stayed in control of their innings. So that was really well done. It's the highest score so far of the tournament, 5 for 144. 145 the target for the Pakistani Sultans. We're going to do it pretty easily last night. Can they do the same in this game?
So we'll see. 146 is so the score's been adjusted to 145. We'll be back with the run chase very shortly. Should be fascinating. And the Sultans needing 146 to remain undefeated, while their opponents, if they can restrict them, they'll win their first game of the tournaments, the Afghan Leopards, here on day 2 of the 2025 ACL Under-19 Championship in Melbourne. Welcome back to Lindale Cricket Club, the venue this year in the southeastern suburbs of Noble Park North in Melbourne. Perfect day, 30 degrees, not a cloud in the sky, and not a breath of wind either. So maybe slightly on the hot side, if that makes any sense. A lot of things I say do not make a lot of sense. What I think makes a bit of sense is the score, because the Afghan Lions batted beautifully. They built a good innings, couple of run-outs at the end, but they were looking for quick runs. That didn't matter too much. 6 for 145. Lots of 20s, big SK. 4 sixes in his 31. Down the ground at both ends. He was holding an axe in the way he batted. Pakistan batted beautifully in their win last night over a wayward Sydney Kangaroos, who also batted okay to set them 129. They got the runs easily, 1 for 132. And Grant O'Hara, 146 is the target, the most in the comp so far. And this is game 5. Can they get them, Pakistan?
And the most of the comp so far, because the conditions have definitely improved, but also the batting improved.
Yes.
The captain set his team a task to be batting right through the 20 overs, and they built their innings really nicely. They steady start, started to gain momentum, and built each 5 blocks of 5. And here's the first ball.
Big SK. He batted well. This is down the leg side, the wide. All fast bowlers have had an issue controlling, especially early on. I would say, if you look back over the stats so far, Grant, there would be at least one wide from every fast bowler in their opening over.
Yep. And Farouk took all before him last night, batted really well. And saw his team to a victory. Let's see how he goes today.
SK from the southern end. And he clamps down on a good delivery on line. And they scamper through for a run. Good running by Talar, who gave him great support in that opening partnership last night to help set up that comfortable win. He was away. And Farouk was able to follow suit. Yeah, so 74 not out, which included 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 sixes and 1, 2, 3, 4 fours.
7 sixes and 4 fours.
Yeah. And I didn't
that's
think 42,
it was that brutal and 4 fours
either.
are 16. That's 56 in boundaries out of his total.
SK to Talar, who just allows the ball to hit the bat. It had some bounce, and he managed to guide it cleverly over the heads of the keeper and first slip, and then it stopped by third man. It wasn't a bad shot, though. He lowered the hands. None for 2. Target 146. Farouk. Ready again. Flicks this nicely over the infield. It was straying on the leg stump, going out towards the boundary.
And there's our
a
first
couple
3.
of metres inside.
Oh, it wasn't. No. There I was thinking that our first 3 of the day was going to come about. No.
Oh,
Good fielding.
3 there.
Just chipped it over the infield and made most of the way to the boundary.
Lovely shot, though.
Very economical run up here. All shoulder. There it goes. Down leg. Side. Pick up 1.
Yep. It'll be a leg by,
I think.
Yep. It will be. So none for 5. It's quite an offensive field, isn't it? I mean, I suppose only allowed a couple out early. They're obviously looking to attack the off stump. Shaikha Khan's in there at short cover. He batted pretty well. Didn't get a lot of contact on that. Talar knocks away into the offside and no run.
Did Talar open last night, Dan? Do you recall?
He did,
and,
yes.
And how did he go?
18 he got.
18, because you kept a very good scorebook yesterday, I noticed.
Oh, I tried.
Yeah,
not a
18.
strength.
He played a bit of a shit anchor, did he?
He did.
Yep.
Yeah. Same with Heffernan. Finished 19 not out. Again, allows the ball to hit the bat and steer into backward point. So an okay opening over. Conceded 6. And the run rate around 7.2. So SK got 31. That's a summary. Shah got 28. He used up a lot of balls, but he still batted okay.
140 off 114.
So Farouk.
Here's the big quick Dan coming in from the northern end.
Yes. A lot long run-ups, these young boys, don't they? We saw a lot of the Sydney Kangaroos yesterday. Their run-ups were long.
And let's get him outside off stump first ball and call a bit of leg side yesterday. Need just get outside off stump at 5th stump line early.
Mishra's at slip. And this is pulled away at short. He's got plenty of that. He's latched onto it and it's gone for 6 over mid-wicket.
And he hit 8 of them yesterday, so he's not shy of hitting a 6. That's his 9th for the tournament so far.
Yeah.
Short, well short. Stayed outside off stump like I was hoping he would, but when you drop it that short, you give the batter plenty of options. It onside, he could have even gone over the top on offside.
Sardi welcomes himself into the bowling arena with a short ball. And Rayan Farouk welcomes him into the attack with the 6.
Yep, and now pitch. Just that good length outside, off stump.
Yes. And
that's
beaten
it.
Outside the off stump. Good bowling.
That's it. Good comeback from the bowler.
Taken out the slip. Got deep forward square leg. And they've got third man on the boundary.
Gee, I'd like to see the slip back in, Dan. Like, he's such an important player to get out. If we can get him early, Farouk, we're right in this.
Just puts them on the back foot, doesn't it?
It does.
Attempts to cut the next one. A bit too close to the body. It was quite a good ball by Saidi. He's reasonably tall. So as I said, backward point, deep cover, short extra cover. Mid-off is pretty deep. Mid-on as well. Mid-wicket. And a man just inside the circle at short fine leg. None for 12 in the second over. Needing a further 134 to remain undefeated, the Sultans. Saidi. And he fends it down off the thigh pad. Does Farouk. Having a big tournament already. Afghanistan Eagles, we get first look at them. They're just relaxing their mind. Playing some pool and some ping pong behind us.
So first strike from this end for Tala.
And they've introduced the slip again. Fends down along the onside. Got cramped up. A good delivery from Saidi. Just working away.
Whose shoes would you like to be in, Dan, if you were
I know Pakistan were great last night, Grant, but runs on the board, and particularly a good score of 145, which is, I think, always competitive in a lot of T20 matches, no matter what level. I'd like to be in their shoes. Saidi. Cut away. Diving hard to try and stop it. Couldn't. Backward point. Flirting a little bit outside the off stump, but it was a little bit short, and a boundary to Talar.
See the replay. Not a lot of foot movement. The ball went in the air and didn't miss
No.
that backward point by very far at all.
He put the hands out, as you can see in the replay.
None
So
for
you've
17,
got 26 as well for the...
There's the drone shot, Dan.
Yes.
Just saw the production guys go out and do the drone shot.
Looks pretty good.
What's that over there? Up the top of the screen. Do you know? Is that a shopping centre? Or?
Might be. There's a lot of shopping centres around here.
Yep.
Fountain
Really
Gate.
good
Knox
facility.
isn't too far away. Waverley Gardens is pretty close. Cut away. Start of a new over, and Farouk picks out point, and there's no run. So they made a good start here. None for 17. The Sultans. Batted well, big SK. And gives himself room, and he followed him with a full-length ball. Farouk was well over the leg side, and all the stumps were exposed. But he dropped into the offside, seeing it like a medicine ball after his effort last night.
Just getting a little bit of, got a little bit of outswing shape there to the left hand, to the right hand. So this would be a bit of outswing shape to the right hander here. There.
That's a beauty.
That's a bit of a leg cutter as well. That's an absolute jaffer, that ball. And I saw it in the previous ball to the left-hander. It was coming back into him. This is going to be difficult for a right-hander because it's basically a leg cutter that he's just bowled there. And that's a real... So if he can, as a lefty, if he can really swing the ball back in as well to the right-hander, that's a really potent combination of balls.
He half-fended to that Talar, sort of beat him for pace. And now he has a little bit of a windy woof at that, and I think
quick.
It was. I think what he was
good.
trying to do was guide it over the slips cordon, but missed it.
Yeah, done for pace. That was really well bowled.
None for 18 in the third. Target 146 after a solid effort by the Afghan Leopards. 6 for 145. Lots of contributions, including this man SK. This is driven.
Well bowled SK.
Yeah. On the bounce to mid-off. To the skipper. So they continue with a slip at the moment for Talar. They're obviously dispensing with it when Farouk is on strike. Mishra the man in that slip cordon. And again, he was looking to try and lift that away, uppercutting it over the slips cordon, but too quick for him. Beat for pace only a few times. Good over.
Gee, that was well bowled. That's one of the better overs I've seen so far in the tournament. Gee, Dan, is that really just lack of grass and brown, or had no rain, or what's going on there?
Well, I think you're right there. I don't know the area that well. We've had a pretty warm winter. Warm summer. Never have a warm winter here. Warm summer. Lots of days, high 20s, early 30s. A little bit of rain, but not much. Not many of the cricket matches at local level have been called off either. This is flicked away. That's a nice shot. It was on the leg stump, on his toes. Deep mid-wicket, though, gets around and ensures it's not a boundary.
The clever part of his batting is he hits it into pockets. And by that I mean where fielders aren't. Pockets on the ground. You can see areas where the fielders aren't. And he's, unlike many other players so far in the tournament, his ability to pick a gap and find space has been a feature of his batting.
No slip now. Saidi driven beautifully to mid-off, but picks out the field on that occasion. He couldn't find the gap.
Yeah, and that time he did, but it was a lovely shot, but that did go straight to the field.
You're born with that, or do you develop that? An ability to pick a gap?
I call it cricket sense.
Right.
And then you've got to have the skill to do it, of course. So that's the born bit. But look, you should, for younger players, when you are looking at your field, look to the gaps, don't look at the fielder. Then get your mind sort of where the gaps are, and you want to hit the ball in those gaps.
This time he slices it away. He was looking to play it on the onside, took an outside edge, and he's able to again ride some luck as it bounces in between the two fielders after being in the air for a fair while on that offside. And
we've spoken about it, the lucky mishit, because that was it, not in control of that at all, and just had enough in it to clear the infield and not enough to get to the fielder just right off the edge of the ring.
And for 21 in the fourth, the target is 146. 14 to Farouk off 12. Talar on strike now has made his 5 runs off 9 deliveries. So Eddie bowls to him. This time he drives down the ground. Long on is unfortunately for the Leopards was a little bit wider, and that was hit pretty straight, but they do work hard, the two fielders at long on and long off respectively, to just cut that off. And they get a couple of runs. None for 23. Sort of a short arm jab, that shot.
Oh, well, I was going to say, I like the control he showed over the shot. It wasn't a conventional cricket shot, but didn't try and overhit it, but he tried to hit that gap. And it's exactly what he achieved. Watch the ball. There's a big space there near mid-on.
So Eddie bowls. That is driven fluently. Good effort by Jaika Khan. Don't know whether he got a hand on that, but he dived hard. And they've come back for 2. Bales whipped off, but Farouk makes his ground. In the words of the great Phantom Bill Lawry, it's happening, and it's happening everywhere. Good effort by Jaika Khan. It was, again, driven fluently, hit pretty hard. Yeah, I think just through his fingers looking at the replay, but not far away again.
Sort of just caresses the ball.
He's in that short cover. It's come into play a few times. Jaika Khan, who batted well too. So Eddie bowls, pulls it in the air to La. Again, it's going to land safe. He was looking to try and pull that in front of the wicket. He got a top edge and it landed safely at squarish short, fine leg.
And the Afghan bowlers are actually saying it certainly how the tide's got to turn, because there were 3 false strokes pretty much of that over that all found the turf. Well, eventually, luck's going to run out if you keep doing that, and it's going to land in one of the fielder's hands. So we're looking towards the. Are we looking towards the city there, Dan? Do you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
We are.
Okay.
Yeah. The Southeastern Freeway just over there, Grant.
Mm-hmm.
When I say over there, to my left, as you see, we're looking to the city, which for the right-hander is the offside at the moment as SK starts his 3rd over from the southern end. And that's a lovely shot. He just gave himself a bit of room and he late cuts it down to 3rd man for another run. Batting pretty well at the moment. He's got 11. Farouk 14 as they keep the scoreboard ticking over at none for 27. And there's a further 119 required from 95 deliveries. I'd love a wicket here, the Leopards. Still favour them with 145 on the board, but Pakistan have still only lost one wicket in the tournament, so their top order doing a good job. Stacked offside field. SK to the left-hander, and gee, wasn't able to control that very well, but survives.
Big wicket this. Oh, and again, just got enough bend on it.
Yep.
Ball bounces over the top of the wickets. You just feel the tension here. You got the it looks like. Well, I think SK's been my pick of the bowlers, the medium paces, quicks, and now the pick of the bats. Good contest.
And again, he moves across to the leg side, and SK saw him coming and bowled it off stump, and he couldn't reach it. None for 27, another dot ball. Game of cat and mouse between these two good cricketers.
Yeah.
Suez Khan, SK in the back of his shirt. We'll go with that. Said yesterday, you happy with SK? Yes, sir, he said.
Yes, sir.
No one's called me sir for a long, long time. That's pulled away. That's a beautiful shot, just a bit short, and that'll go to the boundary for 4. Makes its way through mid-wicket. Lovely cricket shot, that. Rolling of the wrists. And you won't find too many better shots than that, particularly from a left-hander. You know, that reminded me of then, Grant? David Gower. Has to play that shot beautifully.
Absolutely, yeah, good call. It's a very good shot. Just leapt on that slightly short wide, and that was enough. That's what the good players do. They make you pay.
18 off 15 for Farouk. And now he's beaten by a good one outside the off stump that's straightened. And he's not having a lot of luck here, SK, but that's a sign of a good cricketer thinking, okay, what am I going to do this time? Bowled a little bit short the previous one, got put away for a boundary, and he's bowled one that straightens up and manages to square up the talented left-hander Farouk. Last ball of his third over. He drives through the covers. That's a good shot. That'll get away. Boundary for 4. That's an outstanding shot. Love watching the left-handers, no matter what level, play a cover drive like that. So a little bit unlucky. I thought he bowled better than the 2 boundaries he conceded in that over then, SK.
That's the only ball he missed. That was the full toss outside off stump. Other than that, I suppose the ball's short that he would pull for 4. He'd like to have it over again too, but that was quality cricket. That's a really good bowler bowling to a really good batter, and at least 3 times you would have given the points to the bowler because he caused a mishit or a slightly full stroke. Then he comes back with a couple of really good shots there, Farouk. So that was really good cricket. It's great to watch. Now we have Talo. He just noodles the ball around. He's a free-flowing player. Doesn't try and overhit, but clever. Looks at the gaps.
Partnership worth 35 after 5 overs. Say Eddie. Oh, appeal for a catch behind. He's gone. You give a guy a rap and all of a sudden a wicket falls. How many times have we done that?
Well, they
cursed by Lonergan and O'Hara, and he's gone.
Finally, got the luck that they deserved. Like, that was a really well-pitched ball, and a decision to, just a decision just to fling the bat at it. No real movement of the feet. In another version of the game, the longer version, he probably just leaves that alone, but that's not your mindset when you're playing T20. And a little feather through to the keeper, and they needed that. They needed that for their spirits, because they've been bowling really well, generally speaking, and they've just had some bad luck. But now they've got rid of Talia, who played a good role last night, and now they're into the game, into the order. Heffernan.
He
Max
batted well
Heffernan.
last night too, Grant. 19 not out.
Yeah. '27, Max Heffernan. Lefty taking a leg guard, but looks. Have a player check down because he's got number 27.
Yeah, no, it is him. I'm just
Okay.
trying to get some background on him, that's all.
Yep.
Another all-rounder. Oh, this is Mangal. They got a wicket. And he's the captain. That's down the order. Round the wicket.
So the Sultans really need a player in right now that's going to play a role with Farouk, stay with him, which is what they did last night. Just show some cricket smarts.
He's around the wicket again. Heffernan driving. Jaika. Like a pothole in the road there at short cover. And it's 1 for 35 in the 6th over.
That's
Target
what I mean.
146.
Somebody who's going to come in and actually get a feel for the bowling before he starts playing shots and being audacious like you can do in these shorter versions.
From Noble Park.
That's
wide. I think the wicketkeeper thought he might have got an edge on that and was trying to stop an extra run and ball from being registered there. Again down the leg side. That's 2 in a row from Mangal.
And their pressure valve releases those when you start losing your line, particularly for the new batter. All he wants to do is get off the mark and just releasing some pressure bowling down leg side wides.
1 for 37. He defends. Gee, that would have been suicide as he advanced from his crease. Farouk quickly went back. Trying to work out what he's doing then. Yorker length ball by Mangal. He just lamented that batting collapse when we spoke to him after their loss to India. Now he flicks the next one. That's a good shot. Slightly over pitched. Just beat short, straight, mid wicket. And he'll be happy with that to get off the mark. Still a ball to go in the over. 1 for 38 in the 6th and the target. A further 108.
You see the importance of a wicket there, Dan? That kept Farouk away from the strike for most of the over. And now he's just facing one ball. So if I'm Farouk and Heffernan, I'm getting myself back down on strike for the next over. Let's see if he pushes that.
Mangal bowls to him.
There he goes. He is looking and he'll go.
He will. He just sort of dropped that away to the onside. And the fielders were a little bit deep and flat-footed. But it's not a run off the bat. It's a run anyway. It's a leg by. And just the fielders were caught a little bit flat-footed there, and I think Mangal was a bit disappointed because they would have loved to have kept him, as you say, Grant, at that non-striker's end. And we've spoken about the fact that when you were going well and you devoid them of the strike for a couple of overs or so, it can help with the mindset where they think, gee, I haven't had a hit for a little while, I've got to keep going. And you can get yourself out.
We saw last night that he's really got the cricket smarts.
Oh,
That's exactly what he needed to do. Just let it even, just tip my pad. Wasn't going to be out. Get down the other end. Now he's got a spinner to face. And our spinners are, well, these guys have been really good hitting a spot early, but they're the most vulnerable first couple of balls in their spell. So you never know. He may just get a full toss or a drag down, and now that he's down that end, he can take full toll. Really good cricket game awareness.
Amazadai. Omid. (22 of 18 for Rayan Farouk. It's the Paul Adams style. Noodles around the corner, but hit it too firmly, and fine leg is in the road, no run. Not quite as pronounced as Paul Adams, the frog in the blender, the former South African cricketer. But he's not like he's watching the pitch or where the ball's going.
There
He swings. This one is a
down.
slog sweep, and it just clears the man out at mid-wicket. We're waiting for confirmation whether it bounced in front of him or whether it just cleared him over the rope. It's 6 runs. He made a good effort to race around to try and stop it, a forlorn effort, but lots of athleticism.
There you go.
Great
He's able
shot.
to take full toll because he's at the right end to do that.
28 of 20 to go with his unbeaten 74 last night. Having a great start to the tournament, Rayan Farouk. Need 101 to win. This is on the leg stump, and he manages to work this away past the fielder at short fine leg, and also beat the man at deep forward square on the onside. That was a bad ball, and he takes full toll with another boundary. This could get dangerous.
Yeah, he's now coming around the wicket, so now you got the bowler second guessing, and this is a really pivotal moment in the game. Down the ground,
He's
over
down
the
the
top.
ground, and he's smashing the next one. One bounce over the rope for 4, using his feet. Beautiful shot through the covers. 6-4-4 for Farouk, putting on a show as his team all of a sudden needs less than 100 to win. They're 1 for 53 in the 7th over.
And that's not such a bad ball. It was just really good batting.
32 off 21.
Oh,
this is
dear,
a
there
full
it
toss.
is.
This will go for 6. That's almost above waist high full toss. That is a big
it
hit.
is.
Worried about my car now, Grant. And that is a magnificent shot.
And you're right, Dan. It was a no ball hit, so now we've
Yep.
got a free hit.
Yeah, he just lost his way, hasn't he? What do you do as captain here, Grant? To the
Oh,
young
come
fella?
up and talk to him. Just say, like exactly what someone just did then. Come and put
Yeah.
your hand on his shoulder. Say,
Yes.
come on, mate. You can do it. We're backing you.
1 for 60.
Find the turf here. He does. And he gets good work.
Yeah,
Good comeback bowler. That was a free hit.
well, he stretched for that and played across the line, didn't he? Using his feet, but it was
Good teamwork there by 65. Who came
Saidi.
across. Saidi, yep.
now he defends into the offside. Don't need to go for a single here. They've dominated the over. 2 4s, 2 6s. That's 20, Grant. Big over. 42 off 25 for Rayan Farouk. And all of a sudden, Pakistan are 1 for 60, of which they now need just a further 86 to win in 13 overs. And even though it was a
balls.
terrific batting performance by the Leopards, they've got to find a wicket somehow here.
So the conversation now between the batting partnership would be something like, let's do this ourselves, not let anyone else back out here to take out our spots. I'll work with you, I'll get you on strike when we need to, and if I get a bad ball, I'll hit it.
So Heffernan ready for a Telmingle around the wicket, and Heffernan gets one on the leg stump. He leg lances it. Fine leg was too square, it went pretty fine, not the right sort of ball to bowl. And they're 1 for 64 now as we start the 8th over.
So he comes in, bowls, must be leg stump, gets enough bat on it. Yep, oh, nice little leg glance. And they go quickly.
They do.
They do go quickly. So using the pace of the ball, enough wood.
He moves to 5. And it's down the leg side for another wide. Heffernan ready again. He drives and doesn't score. Going around the wicket, the right idea. I suppose you've got to try something a bit different, Grant, don't you, when you're under the pump a bit at the moment?
Yeah, look, it comes down to what he does feel comfortable doing, and at the moment it's still over the wicket to the left-hander.
Oh, Peel for a catch behind. Mardiva was half interested. He had a poke at that and he missed. Heffernan, that's good bowling. 1 for 65 in the 8th. Bengal in again. That's driven nicely. Over pitch, 2 fielders in pursuit. They'll get there before it goes into the rope. That's a lovely shot by the left-hander.
Yep, good shot for 2.
Yeah.
Pick the gap. And this is a good role for Heffernan to play as the sheet anchor now with Farouk 42 off 25.
And Heffernan driving down the ground. Again, Yorker length ball. But he played it so well, and the return actually hits the backside of Farouk unintentionally. And so Farouk will again not have the strike. Heffernan doing his role like Talar did for a little while before he was out for 11. He's got 8. Mangala got him with his first ball. It's 1 for 65. It's already, Graham, becoming a bit of a doddle, isn't it?
1 for 68, chasing 6 out for 145.
1 for 68 it is, yeah.
Yep. Run rate required only 6.5 there. Yeah, they just overrun a ball. Now we've got a new bowler. A left-hander on strike.
Mishra, the opening bat.
Looks like he's going to bowl some right hand off spin.
Down the leg side. And it was obviously the warm-up ball. And Heffernan pulled it away in front of square for another run.
Yeah, they've got to create something here now, the Afghan Leopards, because if they keep going the way that they're going, it's going to be an easy win.
Drives the next one. Farouk. Beautiful straight bat. Great to watch. Down the long off. Said before about watching Kumar Sangakkara. I know obviously a different level, but saw him hit the best cover drives ever in a one-day match for Sri Lanka. That's a great use of the feet by Heffernan for one. They'll come back for two. It's a bit of a run there for mid-on. And he just picked the gap magnificently. 1 for 72 in the ninth over. Not even halfway there yet. And they're nearly halfway to the target. Heffernan 11 off 11. Short. Chopped away on the bounce to...
And I don't mind that at all if it lands, because there's no pace. That would have only been 80 kilometres less. That's good too. Just straight down the ground. He's going to use his feet to you.
Yep.
But there's only one off those two balls. So nice controlled bowling. Where's the wicket coming from? We've got to get this bloke out. That's what I'm saying if I'm the captain.
Uses his feet again. Class act, isn't he?
Just hitting them so nicely.
Down to long on.
So controlled.
He speared a few, he darted a few, Mishra, in that over. I've only seen 3 batters in the Pakistani Sultans lineup so far.
3 sixes, that means in 2 games he's hit 11 sixes.
Yeah. He's already made 118 runs, yet to be dismissed in the tournament.
Yeah, 66 in sixes, and then take a look at the boundaries too. There'd be, what'd you say, Dan, yesterday? So there were
4 fours yesterday.
4 and another 4 today, so that's 32. He's got nearly 100 in boundaries in his 2 innings.
Mangal to continue.
Get this radar out, just on an outside off stump. Yep, right there.
Steers it back to the bowl. It's good bowling, you're right, Grant.
So the biggest number I've seen in world cricket this fella, it's 786 or something. Pretty sure. 786, Dan.
Yeah, it's a great number.
That was just a memory guess.
Around the wicket. And he just uses his feet to the pace bowler. He whacked it in the air, but safe all the way to long off. And I don't know whether he got it right in the middle either. 45 off 30. It's 1 for 75 in the 10th over. They're halfway there, just over. To the 71 needed now. Game 5 of the ACL Under-19 Championships. And this is down the leg side and called a wide by Mangal.
When he gets his radar wrong, that's where he sends it.
Heffernan doing a good job as well. He didn't look like he was in any trouble yesterday either. Fluently square driven to point, but can't score, and he's angry that he couldn't pick the gap in. Heffernan practices the shot again. Now I thought they were 5 runs short of what I predicted them to make 150, but the way things are going, they could be 40 short, 50 short, 60 short, Grant. I don't think it's going to make a lot of difference unless they can get some wickets.
And that's the key.
This is the 10th over, 1 for 76, and Heffernan driving. But again, bowling to his field, Mangal here, doing a good job because cover gets in the road.
Where do they play these two blokes, Dan?
He plays at Noble Park. And I'll find out, Heffernan, I'll find out about Farouk. He can obviously play. Wouldn't surprise me if he's playing first. And Gal bowls to Heffernan again. It sort of just takes the toe end of the bat. That's good bowling now. He's bowling well up Yorker length and sort of restricted the scoring a little bit. SK 31, Shah 28, and Jaika Khan 26 were the highlights with the bat. Get a quick look there.
At the same time, the Leopards were 1 for 61 versus 1 for 76. So you're looking who's winning the game. It's definitely the Pakistan Sultans are winning the game at the moment. By virtue of the fact is that they're the same number of wickets down, but they're 15 runs ahead of where the Afghanistan Leopards were at the same time.
I've got the win viz at 90-10.
90-10?
Yeah.
Win viz?
Yes. Which means 90% in favour of the Sultans, 10% the Leopards, because I just can't see where the next wicket's going to come from. And another 4 or 5 overs of this, which would be what, the way they're going, 7.6, that'd be another 30, 32 runs. There'll be 108 if they don't lose a wicket. Anyway, been proven wrong 100 times before. This time he doesn't quite get it. He might be caught, but Jaika Khan just had too much ground to make up. And it took an outside edge. A couple of times he hasn't quite got it. And he's managed to survive, riding his luck. 46 off 31, Rayan Farouk.
You know, sometimes you just luck's in and everything misses, and sometimes your luck's not. Well,
down the ground goes Heaven and used the feet well, and once more lobs in front of the two fielders. They nearly run into each other. Long off and long on. And they do well, though, to ensure they don't cannon into each other like the two Pakistani fielders did today, which resulted in a drop catch. Mangel did well to knock it away from his teammate coming the other way. Pick it up, send it back. Looking at the replay, very clever work. No run from the next one. Beautiful shot.
So the Pakistani Sultans are now in the stage of the game where they don't have to take unnecessary risks. They can just play each ball on its merits. And we just need the Afghanistan Leopards to try and create something. Go through the motions here. What can I create?
That was hit hard again. Jaika Khan's on some very good things at short cover, but that just travelled so hard. He took the pace of it. Another run on the board to Heffernan. He's got 14 off 19. Farouk 47 off 33, 3 away from his second consecutive half century. And he attempted to cut one that was even slower than the previous 5, which were pretty slow. He got bamboozled then by the lack of pace and played all over the top of it. Into the over. 1 for 80 after 11, and they need a further 66 to win after the Leopards made 6 for 145. Grant to take you through the next few overs in commentary.
So the left-hander Heffernan back on strike. He's got 14 off 19. Batting well within himself at the moment. His cricket awareness is tremendous. He's playing a terrific role. Big appeal for caught behind, trying to create something here. But he's taken the wicket with that shot, and Ash Burrows, former first-class umpire, doesn't get too many wrong. Ash, very good umpire. In the air, doesn't get it. Straight down the throat of long on, and there it is. The wicket they have been looking for, and he's not happy having it. He got large at him pretty quickly. Took the top of the bat, doesn't clear the infield, and backing back mid-on takes the catch, and that's the wicket they desperately needed, Dan.
Absolutely. Good catch. Just might get them back in the game, give them some confidence.
He missed it, he got the toe into the bat.
Yep. Farouk was probably the one they wanted, but Heffernan, 14 off 20. And it's 1 for 80 in the 12th over. Just some background too, Grant, on Rayan Farouk. He plays with the St Kilda second 11 team. So,
right.
And St Kilda are a pretty good side. They're a team that a lot of players want to go to because of the facilities. Had a lot of success over the years. Some good players have come out of St Kilda. Warren, Merlot, he's playing for Victoria, Sean Graff, etc. And he got 60 recently for St Kilda against Carlton, so he's obviously a pretty good player.
Well, he's got you'd think he's got a first grade future.
Oh.
Has he played Victorian schoolboys or anything like that?
I'll find out a bit more about that.
Has he played many representative teams?
You'd think he would.
Number 8 is the new batter. Will take a leg guard. Sadiq. Afsal Sadiq. A new player and this is his first bat. So the upside to losing wickets is you give some of your players a chance in the middle to get your eye in.
He's from the Grand United Cricket Club, and he has been selected in the Victorian Under-19 Emerging Players Program.
That's Farouk?
Farouk,
yep.
Correct.
Not surprised.
And this was last year, Grant, which also
last year.
Yeah, which also has included Mohammed Abdul Rafai, who's playing in this tournament. And Gurbir Singh, who's played in this tournament as well. So some pretty good players.
Sadiq. First look at him for the tournament. Yeah, that's a nice shot. Just off his toes, clipped off. He's off the mark. That'll be a relief for him. And
because he probably waited a fair while last night, didn't he? Thinking being the next man in, he was with the pads on.
Yeah. 65 runs in 49 balls, so the pendulum swung a little bit towards the Afghanistan Leopards, and it always happened. The importance of taking wickets can really slow the scoring down. Fielding.
Right.
That's backing up your bowler. To his left, down low, picked it up cleanly. Good piece of fielding.
He's been very good in that position at short cover. Jaika Khan been in the play a lot and has saved some valuable runs.
Where's the water, Dan? Where's the water from where we are here in this screen? Top, bottom, left, right, bottom?
The water to me, yeah, just trying to work it out, will be over there.
Okay.
In that
so
direction.
If you're looking at that screen, Dan's pointing to the left.
I am pointing, yes, sort of behind the where we're broadcasting from the social club rooms. Yeah, well, am I going? You've asked me where to point it, and I've I pointed to my right, but yes, behind the social club rooms, yes.
Yep.
Is where it is.
Mishra in again. Proud to have Mishra. None for 10 off his 2 overs. So what he's done is come on and he's just taken the pace off the ball, which has made it harder to hit. Look, he just loops it up and away he goes, and the batter has to make all the play. It's just bounced short there.
So what is it now? It's 64.
Save the boundary.
From 47, and you think about that. That's a bit of a task, isn't it? Although they still have 8 wickets left, including this man, Farouk.
Big shout.
Well, he tried the switch hit.
He's put the brakes on here. Mishra, he's bowling his team into quite a nice position. No, that's well outside off stump. Missing the next set of stumps. Come back for 2, Farouk. Good running.
Yes, I've got a feeling we might be talking about young Rayan Farouk as a future Victorian player too, if he's in an emerging young Vic squad.
Yep. Down the ground. That'll be 6 and a lovely hit. Takes a couple of steps down, gets to the pitch of the ball. What a lovely. He hits the 6 and he just turns his back and he says, yep, I've got that.
What a way to bring up his
Watch
50.
this. Watch what he does. Down the ground. Let you just turn away. Yep, I got that.
He looks tired though, doesn't he? His reaction to hitting that didn't look great.
And he nudges for 1. Really well played.
So he got his 50 in 38 balls. He's now 56 off 39. Here it is again. That's what you call, Grant, a straight hit.
You don't get much straighter than that.
No.
Swing and a miss. There's the scorecard. 2 for 91, 13 overs. In pursuit of that 145, which is now looking quite a few short, I'd have to say. And again, Farouk remained not out last night. Not out at the moment.
They might rest him for the 3rd game and give someone else an opportunity to have a bat if required in the semis and finals. So you've got guys who've at least had 1 hit in a match simulation position, or do you not flirt with form and he's in great form and just let him keep going?
I get your point. I get the point you're making. Like, you don't want to put all your eggs in one basket, do you? You want to make sure that other people have had an opportunity to at least have a bat, so they're not under immense pressure in a, say, a final or something if they haven't had any batting. Down the ground, in the air. Player coming around, he's taking his cap off, he's dropped the ball. I thought he'd taken the catch. He made great ground, he located the ball in the air. Let's take a look at it, Dan.
It was a mighty effort.
Gets the toe of the bat, so it goes a long way in the air. Great camera work. Oh, yeah, no, sort of hitting more around the wrist.
Yeah, I thought it was miles away from him. Miles away from him. But he did a great job to even get near it in outstretched hands.
So they pushed him right back on the boundary. He's thrown his cap off it.
Got to get off the leg stump.
Yeah, you're right. Typical left-hander is very strong off his pads. That's 1 run.
It was the captain too that made that valiant effort to take that catch, Mangal. So 52 needed now.
Just making some field adjustments, bringing the fine leg up closer to the circle. Not in the circle, actually. Down the ground. Sadiq. Just the single. Bringing the informed Farouk onto strike. 59 of 41. He was going to less than run a ball at one stage. And this goes to show when you take some time in the middle, set yourself a foundation, you can then launch. Sadie.
51 needed off 39, Grant.
Straight down the ground, stands, delivers, one bounce that's gone for a boundary. Just over pitches. Step, straight down the ground, beautiful clean hit. Boundary 4. They've retrieved the ball out of the pot of mashed potatoes.
I don't think they've bowled too badly. I just think that the Pakistanis are a very good side, batting wise. And they've got a superstar, well, a budding superstar. It's a big word for a teenager, but a budding superstar playing beautifully. It's remarkable, isn't it, Grant, that a 17 or 18-year-old, which he is, can be in so control of his game and be so organised the way he plays, shot selection, etc. Understand he's playing with players of the same ilk, but we've already mentioned that he's going pretty well for St Kilda's second 11 in the Premier Cricket comp.
In the air. They'll come in. This could land. It's going to land. Did land. Valiant effort there from the captain, flying in from long mid-off, and he did his absolute best to get there. Look at the sprint, and he just can't reach it. And while you're getting this sort of luck, you're right at 45 off 36.
Do you think mid-on should have called mine there? I wonder whether Mangal was annoyed that he dropped the previous one, and that's why he went for that.
I think that's exactly what happened then, Dan. I think that's a really good read. I suppose he's wanting to make amends. One way of looking at it, I loved the intent, loved the fact that he was so keen to go and do that. Yeah, it's getting hot out there. The umpire's just been taking a drink. I don't blame them. No drinks, of course, in T20, so the umpires having a chance to have a drink's really important. We thank the umpires for the great job that they do.
Yeah. 3 very, very good umpires here.
Because we don't have a game without them. New bowler, number 56.
Saeed Shahan Ahmed, who batted pretty well at the top of the order for the Leopards. One of a number of players who got a decent start. Didn't quite go on with it, unlike Farouk. Yet to be dismissed with already 138 runs to his name.
And I love the fact that he's hungry for runs. You know, what's he's looking at there? It's obviously hot out there. Hungry for runs and very keen to see it through. He's ridden his luck. Down the ground. A couple of bounces. Sadiq is playing that support role at the moment.
They're doing his job like Heffernan did.
Whoops.
Like Talar did.
Slipsy. Did you see that happened at a test once in Greg Matthews? Can't remember the bowler. But he insists on hitting that.
Yeah.
What are you doing picking the ball up? I'm hitting it. And there was a set to with the umpires
Very
and the
strange,
opposition
yeah.
and the opposition. Down the ground. Bowled him! There's a big wicket. That's a tied shot by Farouk, you've got to say. 65 or 44, but that's a very big wicket at a really important stage.
And you could hear how excited they were too, Grant. Big wicket.
Leg stump. That's a super tight shot on a very hot day from a player who we now say has actually got an average for the tournament because that's the first time he's been out. How many runs, Dan?
139.
139 runs. 139 average. He's plundered multiple sixes. More sixes than fours, actually, which is rather uncommon. But that's the big wicket. The big wicket of the very, very dangerous Farouk. And the new player. 42 still required off 32, and funny things happen. Does that send a little shockwave through the batters? All of whom are batting for the first time in the tournament, even though they played last night. They only lost one wicket last night, the Pakistan side.
Not that you're relaxing when you're in the heat of battle, but you're feeling more comfortable when you've got a player set who's batting as well as he was, and he looked indestructible. Now he's gone. Now they've got to do it themselves. And you're right, I mean, Umar Farouk we haven't seen yet. Afzat Sadiq is new, and he's just sort of finding his way in regard to getting settled. So, yeah, fascinating next couple of overs. Bit of a mountain to climb still for them.
Well bowled. There's some confidence there. Be very happy with that dismissal of that wicket, and that's a good over. Strike rate of 144 for Farouk. 1 for 3, Ahmed, off his 1 over. 15 overs, is it? Yeah, 15 overs down now. At the same time, they're 3 for 104. And at the same time, 3 for 99. So there's only 5 runs difference. 5 runs difference.
And remember too that 2 of their wickets fell through sacrificing, looking for quick runs at the very end as well, the Leopards, in the last over. So they probably don't count in a lot of ways. So they were pretty good the way they batted. They did so much right.
Same number of wickets down and only 5 runs difference at the same time. So it's going to come down to just how well the bowling side can restrict run scoring, and the best way to do that is pick up wickets. Second way to do it is bowling a good line and length.
Yeah.
And the third way, associated with the first way, is take catches, stop singles.
Saeed Samir into the attack now.
Short in the air.
He's been in before,
Got
but he's
away with
come
it
in.
again.
Yep.
Oh, I hope for the Pakistani Sultans' sake they're not using up all their good luck in one game. Cricket can turn fairly quickly. Centre guard taken by the new batter.
How many times has the ball bounced in front from top edges?
Oh, multiple times. How many times have you seen that go to a fielder's hands in other games and in other days? Driving. Out square. Sweeper out there. 1 run off the mark. The new batter.
Two pretty good sides here. Pakistan looking to remain undefeated. The Leopards looking to open their account.
It's going to be a bye, a leg bye. As you're saying, leg bye. So far 0-1-1, leg bye, 2 balls to go. Full pitch, great attempt.
He's been unbelievable in that short cover position. He's
Hasn't he?
diving everywhere.
Diving everywhere, putting pressure on the...
Yep.
Supporting his boulders, taking good catches. Great to have people like that in your team.
Saeed Samir plays his club cricket in Cranbourne, not too far away from here. And Saeedi, who we've seen a bit today for the Leopards, plays for Hawthorn Kingston in the under-18 comp in the Premier Cricket.
Yeah, but it's going to be safe. Falling short. That's over. That's over. So 4 overs to go.
Run rate's gone up all of a sudden, Grant, to 9.5.
In closing the deal, it's 9.25. Scratch match, different to what you said, but all of a sudden, it's not looking as comfortable as it once was.
No, they've got to take a few more risks now. They've still got, obviously, quite a few batters left in the shed.
I've noticed just that even when Farouk was going, it's just a sense of calmness about the hasn't been
Ahmed,
panic.
that's cut away, short, out to deep cover.
Stuck to their line, stuck to their lengths.
.36 in 23. Again, fended
Still
away.
they nudge it around.
Yeah. Three for 111 in the 17th. 9 to Hafsal Sadiq. 3 to Umair Farouk.
That
This
helps.
is pulled away. That'll be 6, where the Afghanistan team are warming up just near the cricket nets over deep backward square, just bowling down the leg side then, and that'll help their cause. Good shot, Afzal Sadiq. Moves to 15 off 15.
He'd like that again. So there's a drag down leg stump.
3 for 117 in the 17th.
Oh dear. Too much turn.
Yeah, very unlucky, wasn't he? Haven't seen a ball turn like that in the 2 days. So an extra run, extra ball. Attempting to pull away and missing the next one. Well bowled. Trying to play it from the off stump. It's been 15 fours and 10 sixes in this match. Entertaining T20 contest in the under-19 ACL.
Down the
toss,
ground.
whacked away again. He won't be able to stop at the fielder. He tried to take a mark, Aussie rule style, and it cleared him comfortably for another 6 over mid-wicket.
Look, to his credit, he threw it up and just tempted. He knows wickets probably are the key, but just overdid a little bit too much there.
Loosen the grip a bit here. And that was as slow as you're likely to see. He waited for that and then eventually pushed it away.
22 runs off 19 balls. What's your whiz-viz say now, Dan?
Well, the previous over I had it 50-50.
Oh.
And now, and at one stage it was 90-10, remember, in
Yeah.
favour of Pakistan,
Yeah.
or the Sultans. Now I've got it 70-30. Whatever that means, knowing my record. I could not tip my hat, Grant.
70 off 30.
And if it was raining film stars, I'd end up with Lassie.
Lassie, yeah. We'll use that line.
You've
a few
heard that
times,
line,
right?
have you?
Yeah, from you. It's not licensed, is it? I hope it's not.
No, well,
I
I don't have any original lines. All my lines are other people's lines.
I owe you a bit of money if it's
Yes,
licensed.
I'll be in a bit
because,
of trouble.
Used a few times. New bowler.
Yes. Sayedi, who, as we said, plays Premier Cricket in the under-18s at Hawthorn Kingston. Number of clubs around this area. Dandenong, Hawthorn Kingston. Richmond Monash Tigers, who are a big chance of winning it this year. Very powerful team in the 70s.
In the first grade.
In the first grade,
Yep.
The great Jim Hicks still involved there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. This is driven away. Beats the diving fielder. He'll be sore, won't he?
What's Jim Hicks's role?
I think he's just, well, he's a life member.
Yeah, right.
And I think he just loves being involved. Consultant. He was
good.
president there for a while.
Yep.
He is. 75 this year, Jimmy.
5 dot balls, 29 runs.
They need 22.
A couple of dot balls would be interesting right now. I'd
Yeah,
like
it would help.
bring someone in and try and create a couple of dot balls. Yeah, they're going to bring third man up. A little bit risky if he drops short with that.
Afzal Sadiq, the brother of Sahal Sadiq, who helps put together these teams.
In the
This is
air.
whacked away again,
Over
but he
the
might
deep
be
cover.
caught.
He's out.
He is
Great
comfortably
catch.
caught, taking it millimetres from the ground out of deep cover. Eventually, he perished. He didn't get enough on that, and the 5th wicket falls, and the whiz-viz turns again. 4 for 124.
Yeah, well done. There's good line of length. Wasn't too full, wasn't too short. Gave himself some room. And what I liked about that catch, because the sun is going towards the western sky right now, is in his eyes, but he just settled himself and never looked like dropping that, to be honest. And very important wicket.
'21 of 18. The big wicket keeper's coming to the wicket now.
Yep, the manager.
The manager.
He could be the finisher.
That's what he's got on the back of his shirt anyway.
is,
Kept
manager.
well too, I thought.
Yeah, he did.
A couple of run-outs at the end.
Let's see if the manager is the finisher. Taking a middle guard.
Harrison Zandberg. Ready for Saidi.
He's kicked it, first
ball
ball.
behind. Yes, he's on a hat trick. He's on a hat trick. He had a flash at that outside the off stump and he's feathered it through. And all of a sudden, the Leopards have changed their spots once again. 5 for 124 now.
You've been dying to say that, haven't you?
I certainly have.
And you've done. You've got it in there. Look at this. Nice piece of bowling. Just a little bit of a dip away, and that was enough. And it's a cruel game. He's been waiting all day to bat. Is the big fella and the manager.
It's often the issue, though, isn't it, when you don't get a hit or haven't had a hit in a match simulation situation. Oh, it's only their second match of the tournament, day 2 of the tournament. Still plenty of time yet.
So we have a hat trick.
For the second day in a row, a chance for a player to get a hat trick. Tariq took one yesterday.
Come on, Captain, put in a first slip or something. Give him some support. I know the game, the match is much more important, but you might even might get a wicket in first slip.
Here's the Sultan of Syed.
I'll let you call it, Dan.
Hat trick ball, Saidi. He defends into the offside. Played it well, bowled it well. Match turns again.
What do you expect it to do? You're probably going to get a dot on a hat-trick ball. Player trying to keep the ball out of his wicket. Paddles it away.
5 for 125. 14 balls, 21 runs. Whiz-viz now, 55-45 Sultans.
Holy Dan, he's changing it. Interesting.
As often as I change my socks and something else. Here he is again. Saidi. He swings and he slices it away. He'll get at least one. They'll think about coming back for 2. They won't come back for 2. There were 3 fielders converging hard on that offside. But Said gets a run.
So just to reflect and just remind people that the Afghanistan Leopards won the toss and been the first team in the tournament so far to decide to bat first. With the captain's instruction, let's bat out our 20 and let's optimise the amount of runs we get. Now we've got a position where the chasing team still needs 20 off 13. Can the captain, can his bold move work for a win?
Saidi again, working away from the northern end. This has got a top edge. Will the catch be taken? They've landed safely all day today. And they land safely. Oh, there's been a misfield. He looked at his wicketkeeper, then the fielder, who was down at fine leg, and he's taken his eye off the ball, Samir, and it's got away from him. How costly will that be?
I thought he'd done the right thing and not trying to catch it because he'll save the boundary. But then his next job was to stop the boundary. And unfortunately he just took his eye off the ball and created a boundary. 16 off 12. Over to you, Dan.
So, very even finish. We had an unbelievable finish in the first match yesterday out of nowhere where Sri Lanka got over the line against the Pirates, so only made 98, and somehow Sri Lanka, with no chance, scored 20 in the last over that they batted, the 19th of the innings, and squeaked home. Pakistan hoping to remain undefeated. The Leopards would love a win because they've played some pretty good cricket. They've batted well in both innings. Second last over of the innings. Here's SK back in. He made some very valuable runs, 31. Highest run scorer for his team. Had a lot of guys contribute with some good partnerships and some good batting to ensure that they made a more than competitive score. I would have thought of 145. And Pakistan were rolling for a large portion of it, but they've managed to get themselves back in it. Farouk 65 after 74 not out yesterday. Star again for Pakistan. That is a no ball because it's above waist high. And it is slammed away. The field on the onside is a bit deep and they get a run. And another run. 5 for 132. Still 2 overs to go. And it is a free hit. Umair Farouk 8 off 7. Sultan Sayed 2 off 3. No ball. How disappointing is that? We saw a lot of no balls yesterday from the Kangaroos. It cost them dearly. And another free hit. This K's done so much right in this tournament so far. He would hate to cost his team with full tosses, no balls, front foot no balls. It's 5 for 133 and this over hasn't started yet. Now he swings high, he swings long, he's got so much of that over cow corner for 6. It might nearly get the Pakistan Sultans home for Farouk. It was in the slot, Grant, and it's gone bang, bang, bang for a biggie.
Yep, he's been brought on by the captain as one of the finishers, SK, and no one will be more disappointed than him. Your safest bowler usually comes into this position. He'll learn a lot from this. He'll be so disappointed because he's bowled a lot better than this.
It's 7 off 11. It's wide of the off stump and it's called a wide.
Oh, and I don't think that was.
No, I agree with you.
That's a shame. But he's basically pretty much handed the game now to the Pakistani side. Look, his head's down. The captain should come over and say, look,
he was
head up.
Sorry, Grant. He was clever, Umair Farouk, then, though. He thought it would be a wide, knowing it was moving away a bit if he didn't go through with the shot.
Yeah, now he's lost confidence and he's lost his radar. What I think he'll learn from this is he has to have some really clear intentions about what he does as a finishing bowler. So the first thing is, do not bowl no balls. Second thing is, have a real plan in mind about where you're going to attack. Now, whether he's gone out with these clear intentions is unsure and he just can't execute. But he'll learn a lot from this, so head up.
Only one legitimate ball in this over. Second one now is hit on the pad and it was a half-hearted appeal and they run through for a leg by. So 4 needed from 10 legitimate balls. Just got away from them in this over. SK batted beautifully, hit 4 sixes down the ground at both ends. Bowled pretty well early.
So they're going to bring the field in a little closer, see if they can restrict or take a catch maybe in the inner circle.
SK swinging across the line to mid-on. There'll be a shot at the stumps. Misses. And making his ground is Sultan Sayed, which puts Umair Farouk on strike now. 3 needed. Off 9. SK this over. No ball, no ball. 6 wide, wide. Leg by 1. 3 legitimate balls so far. It's driven down the ground. That might have gone past the fielder. It has. And that'll be the win. What a way to finish the game. Lovely boundary, Umair Farouk. Disappointing last over by Suez Khan. SK 17 from it, including wides and no balls, and a massive 6. And Umair Farouk, along with Rayan Farouk, make important contributions as Pakistan remain undefeated and it was an outstanding performance as they needed 146 to win the game, and they finished with 5 for 147. But spare a thought, Grant O'Hara, for the efforts of the Leopards, who did a lot right in putting together a pretty good score in the first place.
Oh, definitely, Dan, and they put themselves right in the game, right to the end. You know, they're there with 2 overs to go, and until that point, SK had been probably their best bowler. And then, as I was explaining, just came down to a matter of execution, maybe intention around your plans, and I hope he doesn't. That is only a wasted time for him if he doesn't learn from that. And I'm sure he'll probably reflect on that tonight and think, gee, if I just hadn't overstepped, and what I should have done is, made sure I was well back behind the line, and then here was my line, and all of those, all of the above. But you've got to give it to the Pakistani Sultans. They're a strong team. Their leading batter is very good, Farouk, very good player, and they all got a bit of a go there, didn't they, at the end, which won't go astray when it comes to, look at that for the batting there, Dan.
Yeah, amazing performance, wasn't it? 5 fours, 4 sixes, strike rate 144.44. He's won the man of the match. 3 overs, none for 22. But it's all about the batting. And 74 yesterday. So he's got 139 runs for once out. He's having an outstanding tournament, playing a big part in why his team in Group A are undefeated on top. The Afghan Leopards have lost both games. Indian Tigers have played just one for a win yesterday over the Leopards. And Sydney Kangaroos well beaten by Pakistan yesterday. They'll have their second games tomorrow. And in Group B, the Lankan Lions about to take on the Afghanistan Eagles, playing their first match of the tournament. They're undefeated with 1 win from one match, I should say, and 2 points. And then Kiwi Warriors, also undefeated. And then, obviously, the Afghanistan Eagles, playing their first game, and the Melbourne Pirates have had 2 losses so far. So we'll take a break, come back. Suhas has arrived. He's popped his head up like a sprinkler head, so he'll join us for the third game today. And it's 6 for 145 off 20 overs. Afghan Leopards, SK 31, Ashan Shah 28, Saeed Shayan Ahmed 26. The bowling, Afzal Sadiq 1 for 7, Tariq, who took a hat-trick yesterday, 1 for 15, Umair Farouk 1 for 23, and in reply the Pakistan Sultans got the runs in the 19th over with 8 balls left, 17 from SK's last over. Rayan Farouk 65 off 45 we've mentioned, Afzal Sadiq some handy hitting, 21 off 19, Umair Farouk 18 off 11, and then Jahan Sadidi 2 for 35. Atal Mangal 2 for 14 from 4 bowled really well and fielded magnificently too for his team as the captain for the Leopards. And Saeed Shayan Ahmed 1 for 18 from 2. So Pakistan Sultans undefeated. Another game coming up very shortly, and that is between the Afghanistan Eagles and the Lankan Lions. We'll be back soon at Lindale Cricket Club.
Well, what a great game and what a great finish, and I'm here with the runners-up from the Afghanistan Leopards, Atal. You're just first team of the whole competition to decide to bat, and you nearly pulled it off, mate. Bad luck.
Yeah, almost there. Just messed up at the end. I reckon we had a good chance, but just unlucky.
I really like the discipline. You set your team up to say, I want to bat out 20 overs. They did that for you. They stepped through. They sped up when they needed to speed up, but they just fell short at the end. That was really bad luck.
I reckon we had a good total up, but just our bowling was good towards the middle and at the start. We had a good start, and then just at the end kind of pulled away from us and just couldn't grip on.
And the other thing I noticed too, there was a real calmness about your team. They didn't seem to get too upset at any stage. So that's good to take that forward into the competition, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it was good. We stayed calm. Just if we had gone through that over at the end safely. Like another 8 runs for the last over. I reckon we could have pulled it off and won the game, but unlucky. It's cricket, it happens.
That's right, Atal. Good luck, mate. Go again. I really like the way you're playing your cricket. Come on in. Our winning captain, Rafe. Good on you, mate. That's 2 out of 2. How's that feel?
Yeah, no, really good. Great to get 2 wins. Obviously, chased maybe a bit more than we wanted to, but yeah, no, satisfied with the boys in the end.
They batted well, didn't they? Your opposition. They put a good score together. How did you read that?
Yeah, I mean, going into the innings, we probably wanted to keep them maybe under 130. The wicket's nice, outfield's fast, sun's out. Yeah, I think they got 146 in the end. We backed our boys, obviously, but obviously a lot of learnings to go in the future games.
And tell me about Farouk. Isn't he a good player? He's now only you've got an average now. It's I think about 139, but he's a great asset to your team, isn't he?
Yeah, no, he's a real superhero for us right now. He's in some good form right now, and
well, thanks very much, mate. Good luck. You're 2 out of 2. You're leading your pool. All the best for the future games. Good to see you, mate. And thank you for giving it away. There's no surprises. Who's our man of the match? Can I call in Farouk and the president of the great cricket club we've got here, Ben Montgomery, to make our presentation of the man of the match. Come on in, Farouk. And Ben. Now, I must admit, I did see that were you getting a little bit tired towards the end of that innings?
Yeah, I was getting fried. Like, I'm fasting today, so no water. It makes it really hard with this weather, and it's a bit dry out there, a bit hard to breathe and stuff. So, got it in the end. We got the win, which is good.
And just tell me, Farouk, the difference between the conditions yesterday and the conditions today. Were they much different?
Yeah, yesterday we played at like 7 o'clock or something. I batted at 7 o'clock, so it was much easier. It was a bit cooler. Not the sun wasn't out, so it was nice. Today was a bit of the opposite, so much harder today.
When you start playing like that, we start looking you up to see what you've been doing. And you're actually in an emerging squad for Victoria, is that right?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
Yeah. And how long's that been going on?
I was in the 17s 2 years ago and last year, and then I'm in the under 19s and the T20 program with the Renegades and Stars.
Now, Farouk, I did notice also some of your mishits were clearing the field. You know, any other day they could go to the fields, but you've been riding your luck a bit, but riding it really well. You have noticed that, haven't you?
Yeah, I have. I've been a bit lucky.
Bit lucky, but you're hitting them damn well, mate. So go well. I can't wait for you to get some water and when the sun goes down. But congratulations, mate. I hope you can keep going for the season, for the whole tournament. Well, what a game and what a great player he's turning out to be. Now just got an average 139-ish. Let's see what he can do for the rest of the tournament and also the Pakistani Sultans.